Hey guys, this is undercoverdudes all the way from down under, and today I have a gameplay and review of the new red CAMO L115A3 GHILLE core, a new sniper rifle in combat arms. Before I start, I would like to go and disclose that I asked Nexon Europe if they could go and gift me this weapon for a review, and as you can see by the gameplay, they did. This video is not a paid promotion. I'm not getting paid anything to go and do this review. I'm allowed to say whatever I want about the gun. I can trash talk if I want. I can praise it if I want. And everything I say in this video is my actual opinion about the weapon. Like all of my reviews, all I'm trying to go and do is help you guys out. So you guys can go and form an opinion about this weapon. And if you're on the fence about, okay, should I buy it or should I not buy it? Hopefully this ton of gameplay and my opinions can go and help you make an informed decision, and that's all I'm trying to go and do, is inform you guys, and from there you can go and make a decision that you feel is correct. If you guys want more gameplays and reviews of these core weapons, comment in the comment section below what core weapon you want me to go and do a gameplay of, and I'll make sure to go and get around to it. But with all of that said, let's go and get into the review. Now, I don't want to go and talk too much about the gun's performance, as it's basically identical to the normal L115A3 GHILLE. The gun has a damage rating of 165, weight of 22, fire rate of 30, accuracy of 99, recoil of 21, range of 5,550, max ammo 6, and remaining ammo 42. This sniper rifle is extremely powerful. It's overpowered, there is no denying it. And it's tied with the SG50 for the best sniper rifle in the game, in my opinion. When you go and compare the statistics between the two weapons, the SG50 has 1 less weight, which doesn't really mean anything, 4 less recoil, which means nothing. It has 4 more bullets in the magazine, but overall the ammo of the two guns are identical. Simply, these guns are very strong. But what makes this gun different to the normal L115A3 GHILLE? To be honest, not much. This gun is in the same realm of a reskin, but with some very obscure twists. I said in a previous video that in the game files, these weapons had severely increased stats, but I'm very relieved to go and say that this isn't the case. The only differences between this version of the weapon and the normal version is a slightly increased magazine size, the name, and the skin. Now, talking about the slightly increased magazine size, this gun comes default with 1 bullet extra in the magazine, 6 instead of 5. The 1 extra bullet comes in handy sometimes if you don't run an extended mag, but with the very fast reload speed, chucking extended mag on is a very good idea, and the slight increase of that 1 bullet really can't be recognized. Now let's go and get to the skin. And this skin is lit, like 100 emoji, fire emoji lit. It is really cool. The skin has a red digital camo feel from Modern Warfare 2, but it also has the original GHILLE feel of combat arms. The skin looks sick, and I would love to have this skin on something like an L115A3 Arctic Wolf. It's appealing to the eye, but not distracting in-game, which is great in my opinion. Going back and having a look at all of the core weapons, as you can see on the screen right now, they all have really nice looking skins. These skins obviously take influence from other FPS games like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but regardless, the Nexon Korea dev team has definitely put a lot of effort in, and I have to really applaud because these skins have come out looking really nice. Now, before I talk about the name, I want to go and tell you guys my theory about these core weapons. Nexon are basically selling a reskin, but marketing it for the current CA player base. It's pretty simple. The CA community has been conditioned by Nexon to only go and buy the better weapons in the game, not the reskins and the fair guns. Core weapons are the first step Nexon is doing in order to go and undo that, from what I can go and see. Now, even though this might not be the best implementation, this is definitely a step in the right direction. The weapons themselves are OP, as I've talked about before. And of course people want good guns, they've been conditioned by Nexon. But Nexon wants to go and start instilling more fairness in the community. They've said they want to make combat arms competitive. They're really committed to competitive matchmaking, and overall, there is a changing of the tides in Nexon HQ from what I can go and see. But how are they going to go in and steal a skin idea in a community that has been conditioned to only go and buy the most overpowered weapons? Well, you start with the really good guns, so people will go and buy them, and give it an incredibly small buff, which will be reason enough for some people to maybe go and buy it. Then go and give it a new name so people think it's a new gun, and then they'll just realize, okay, this is simply just a reskin. Oh, this skin looks pretty cool, and from there, it's kind of planted in their mind that reskins could be a potential idea in combat arms. Now from there, move through the weapons very gradually until people are willing to buy, let's say, an M4A1 skin. Now, of course, a few people right now would go and buy an M4A1 skin. I know MCD Maker has been adamantly saying he would go and buy an M4A1 skin. But a lot of people wouldn't, simply because the M4A1, in comparison to a lot of weapons in this game, isn't as good. However, down the line, where the community are more receptive to skins and competitive matchmaking is online, that is much more likely that somebody would go and buy that M4A1 skin. Now, as I said before, this is definitely not the most perfect system. It is flawed in many ways, especially with the AR-15 being sold in the shop, which is straight broken in my opinion. But it's a step in the right direction. It's difficult because Nexon have gone and dug themselves into a hole, and they're trying to go and get themselves out. People may say, but these guns are really good, why are they being sold? But saying that, if there was no core weapons, Nexon Europe would still be selling the SG50, the L115A3 GHILLE, the M4A1 SOT mod. They would be selling those guns in the store for 45k NX, as we've seen many months ago. So, the fact that these core guns have been introduced, it overall doesn't really go and affect the game, because these weapons, the original variants, would have been sold anyway. But the good thing is that the skin idea has definitely been seen by Nexon Korea. By implementing skins on the best weapons possible, it guarantees sales to an extent. We won't have another scenario like the M4A1 Concentric World, which was a fantastic looking skin, but nobody bought the skin because it was on a relatively average weapon, and it really gave no advantage at all. And to the current CA player base, that means, okay, we're not going to go and buy it. But with this trickle-down idea, eventually people will go and get used to the skins, and then eventually people might go and buy, let's say, an M4A1 Concentric World or a SCAR-L after the nuclear war, whatever, and that would definitely be really good for competitive matchmaking. Now that's my theory anyway, and I think this whole system has good intentions, but it definitely needs a lot of work. The first thing is the name. The Core and Core Plus just isn't needed. Just name it the L115A3 GHILLE Red Camo, like the M4A1 Desert Warrior or the L96A1 Arctic Wolf. This naming system, which has been in the game since 2009 or 2008, is cleaner, and it works absolutely perfectly, and it makes it easier for people to go and find a weapon in their inventory. Nobody would go and look down their inventory and try to find red for Red Camo L115A3 GHILLE. You would look for L115A3, and then you would go and see, okay, it's the Red Camo variant. And then when you're in your inventory, and you might have the normal one, and then the Netherlands, and then you could have the Red Camo. They would all be lined up next to each other, and it would be very easy for players to go and see the difference between the weapons. Now, talking about the whole Core and Core Plus, it's at the end of the gun's name, and it doesn't affect the inventory layout, so overall, I don't have too much of a problem with it. It's simply just really redundant. The reason why Nexon put Core at the end is so people would go and think that it's potentially a new gun, and therefore would have better statistics, but we figured it out very quickly, like instantly, that it was a reskin, and therefore, it's very redundant. Do I have a problem with it being there? Not really, but it doesn't need to be there. It's like you're adding stuff just for the sake of adding stuff, and there is really no reason to go and do that. With the one extra bullet in a magazine, it's like the whole Core naming system. It's redundant. It doesn't need to be there. I don't have a problem with it being there, but if Nexon is going to go and do a reskin, do it properly, just make it a reskin. People are going to go and buy this gun simply because it's an L115A3 GHILLE, not because it has one extra bullet in the magazine. That is just a little bit redundant in my opinion. But for skins though, they are straight Craigism. I can't wait to see what skins we'll go and get later on down the line, but hopefully this will all be in a better package. Overall, it seems that Nexon has learnt their mistake from the loaded weapons. I've said before that casual combat arms is impossible to go in balance, and this goes and says, okay, Nexon Korea agrees that casual combat arms is impossible to balance, but they're looking forward, I believe. They're looking forward. They're trying to go and build momentum for a skin system that would make a lot of sense and make a lot of waves when competitive matchmaking comes out. You only have a certain amount of weapons to go and use. You want to differentiate yourself between everybody else. Let's go and put a skin on. Let's go and put a cosmetic on. I think that's what Nexon's trying to go and do, and good luck to them because I think it's a system that could go and work. The red camo L115A3 GHILLE core is 45k NX in the store. That is an extremely high price for simply pixels in a video game. But saying that, it's an extremely strong sniper rifle, and for people that want to go and pick it up, they've got to go and flesh out the cash. But saying that, people that do want it but don't have enough money, they can go and have a look at the weapon in the store and go and see the skin and whatnot, and they basically get the same effect of, okay, skins are coming back to combat arms. And I think that is a good thing, that they see that this weapon's in store, it's simply just a cosmetic variant, and from that, when other weapons come down the line and are $5 to $10, maybe they would go and pick that up instead. Hopefully this review went and helped you guys, and if you guys want to go and see more cool weapon gameplays and reviews, tell me in the comment section below. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes, all the way from down under, out.